Hi everybody, this is Sister McConkey from Behind the Lens, Tips for Lesson 5. I've had a few questions about when things are due, and I know that sometimes it's a little confusing on Brightspace as to when things are due. And so that's why we put together this calendar to kind of help all of us navigate and be on the same page. And so I will post each week what is due that current week and what's going to be due the following week. So the things that are bolded are the things that are due that day. The things that are not bolded are things that we're learning about and things that we are doing. Okay, so one of the things that I think is a little bit confusing since it's brand new is the Learn from the Pros. So for example, this week on Monday or Tuesday, you'll be doing your Learn from the Pros. And you will look at your 4 artists, or to find 2 artists that do stop motion, 2 artists that do motion images, and you will do your research on them. And it's important that you do those here at the start of the week. And you're going to save those in a Word document, but you're not going to turn those in until you do your self-assessment here on June 1st, and that will be part of your self-assessment. So when you take that quiz, you'll need to open up your research that you did here and to help you on that. So it's not technically, I guess, due this day. It's something you need to do here, but you're not turning it in until here. I hope that makes better sense. All right, so let's talk about what we're doing in lesson 5. This is a really exciting lesson for me. I love doing motion images and stop motion images, so I'm super excited about this. But one thing I do really need to warn you about, and that is that this lesson is going to take you more time in your captures. So you're going to want to start early so that you're going to be able to get this assignment done on time. Okay, so you're going to do your Learn from the Pros, and you're going to look at your list of your photographers there, and you're going to pick 2 from the stop motion and 2 from the motion. And I just wanted to kind of show you a few images by one of my favorite photographers, Henri Cartier-Bresson. He is on the stop motion list. He is a street photographer and a photojournalist, and he coined a phrase called the decisive moment, and that is having that spontaneity to know exactly that instant to snap the image and to be able to capture the essence of what is going on. And he does this masterfully. I mean, he captures just the most wonderful moments and freezes them, but he also does it in a very artistic way. As you can see on here, he's got these beautiful leading lines and, got vertical lines and just the composition of the children and the sense of perspective with the smaller girl back here. His images are just amazing. Here's another one of his. This was taken in New York. And again, just, the vertical lines, the diagonal lines, the rule of thirds. It's just absolutely gorgeous. And one more by Henri Cartier-Bresson. And again, just amazing image here of this family having a picnic and the atmospheric perspective in the background, the diagonal line of the road, the diagonal line here of the car. I mean, just amazing work. Okay, and so then we're going to move on to the motion images. When you do those, I know it suggests that you do a very strict filter on that, because these artists are also going to have taken images that are stop action. For instance, Win Bullock, he does some amazing black and white images that are stop action, but later in his career, when color photography came into play, he did a lot of these motion images of light. So if you want to study Win Bullock, you might need to put in not just motion images in your search, but you might want to put color images in to be able to get some of these images of his. All right, so after you've done your Learn from the Pros research, you're going to go, if I get my mouse to work here, you're going to come here and you're going to pick one image you want to replicate or copy, showing blurred motion, and one here showing a frozen motion. One thing I do want to warn you about when you take some of these images, I know taking images of water is oftentimes a very popular thing to do, but if you're going to do that, you're going to need a tripod, or you're going to be able to have, possibly you could steady your camera on a rock or small bench that you brought with you. I'm not sure, but you're going to need something that's going to keep your camera still, because you want to get the motion in the water that makes the water blurred and smooth, but you want to keep everything else in tight focus. So those are just some things to go over with that. Okay, so it's going to show you a few of my own images. because, like I said, I love the motion images. So this here is a picture of my son running on the Oregon coast. You can see that this is a stop action image. We can see his form. We can see, everything is stopped there. Okay, so this next image that I took, this is a motion image, obviously, and this is one that you do not need a tripod for. This is one where it was done with panning. So I held my camera and I moved my head and my camera along with the girls as they ran by. And that's what gets these beautiful blurred lines. But at the same time, we can see who these girls are and distinguish who they are. We can see a foot here, an arm, a hand here, different things like that. But these images like this, they take some work to get them done and to be able to get something that's pleasing artistically, as well as just capturing motion. So, some of these things are going to take a little more time this week. Another example of motion image, this is one of my husband running at Goblin Valley. So this one was taken with a tripod with a really slow shutter speed so that I could capture his motion, but keep, the awesome hoodoos there at Goblin Valley and the beautiful sky all in focus. So anyway, these are just some ideas to kind of help you guys get started. So this week, you're going to be working towards getting those motion images done. And I hope you have a lot of fun exploring and come up with some really creative ideas. And we'll talk to you later.